Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be showing you guys some of the most unknown interaction between operators in Rainbow Six Siege. Now, a lot of these are interactions that I either didn't know existed until recently, or that I think a lot of people don't actually utilize enough. Now, the first one here is going to be as Thorn, and it actually isn't an interaction with another operator. It's going to be an interaction with the new gas pipes. Now, you may have seen this in a few shorts or TikToks or something like that, but essentially, there is a pretty good spot where if you have a Thorn gadget up here and an operator comes in and triggers it, even if they're not stood directly by the gadget, like out of its range, the gas pipe itself will blow up and kill them indirectly. So even if that's like a mountain and it's fully extended and the gadget itself doesn't kill them at all, the fire will damage them. If they're close enough to the pipe, it will kill them instantly, and it's just an interaction that I think is very underrated. Now, interaction number 2 is actually when a Brava interacts with a Clash's shield. As we all know, with the way that Clash's new rework kind of works, you can now plant down the shield, and this leaves her kind of viable to a pretty interesting interaction. If you are playing as a Clash and a Brava gets their Brava drone and shoots it at this part of the back of the shield specifically, what will happen is it will actually hack the shield and turn off the electricity. So what this means is even if I go and pick up my shield again later on in the round, as you can see in the bottom right there, it actually won't let me use any electricity for the rest of the round. My shield has technically been disabled. Even when planted, if I press B, like, it just won't activate any of the electricity. And another underrated interaction that you may not have known as well is that any operator can break through Clash's shield entirely, meaning that it's going to be broken and you won't even have a shield for the remainder of the round. Now, the next interaction is what happens when you, playing as a Tuberao, get called by a Dokkaebi, because there's actually a way for you to cancel it and counter the Dokkaebi call completely. Now, I haven't actually tested this yet. I've just seen a YouTube comment about it, so this will actually be my first time trying it. So if you're receiving a call from Dokkaebi like this, if you just throw yourself a canister down, oh my god, it actually does cancel it. Even if you then walk out of the frozen area, it will cancel that Dokkaebi call. That is actually kind of crazy. I didn't know that that was a thing. So again, let's do that one more time. Call again, and one more time. Let's just throw it down. And just like that, it has now been cancelled and completely countered. Now, do remember, it actually disables the reticle, I believe, of your scope as well. I didn't actually notice that either. Tuberao's just an operator that I've never really played as. Now, my next favorite interaction is actually between Warden and fire extinguishers. So again, this isn't actually a specific operator, but fire extinguishers, they're like kind of new to Siege with SiegeX. So I thought I'd just talk about this briefly, and I don't see people utilizing these enough, because when you shoot them, it creates a smoke grenade effect. And if you have your Warden glasses activated, you can actually use this to see through the smoke and kind of get your own one-way angles in key parts of the map. Now, we will get onto how you can use this to counter operators as well, but as you guys can see, let's just say you were an attacker in this area and I am a Warden playing over here, and I know you just opened up that window over there and you just jumped through. What I could do is I could just shoot this right here, activate my glasses, and then just kind of hold this angle. Now, unless you're coming up against the glass there, and yes, they don't last very long, you will have a complete one-way angle into this area. You could even shoot that fire extinguisher and kind of swing this area completely. Now, I did actually say this in my video to every counter to shields, but you can actually use fire extinguishers as kind of like a stun grenade as well. If you're stood too close to this, when it gets destroyed, it will act as a stun, and this is best countered when shield operators are playing a little bit too close to them. Now, I don't see Blitz in this situation where he stood over here like this, but if a Montaigne fully like shielded up and coming around this corner and gathering intel, and he's playing really close to this fire extinguisher without realizing, all you need to do, I'm going to activate my goggles here so you can see, is when you shoot this, it will stun them and you'll be able to get a free kill on that shielded operator. Even a Montaigne will get staggered by this effect. The next interaction then is going to be between Capitao and Jager. Now, with SiegeX, they actually changed the way that Jager works, because before it was only Wamai who could stop a Capitao bolt and actually counter Capitao as a whole in that regard. But with the release of SiegeX, they actually changed it in a way that makes it so not only are you going to be countering a Capitao, but it will actually be slightly better, as it destroys the Capitao bolt completely rather than just moving it and capturing it and then detonating it like a Wamai does with every other gadget. The one saving grace before was obviously the fact that Wamai could do it, and Jager couldn't. But now that that's the case, I think it actually made Jager a little bit more competitive than Wamai. Now the next interaction we have is actually between attacking shield operators like Montaigne, your blitzes, your fuses, that kind of thing, and Clash, a shield operator on defense, because I know a lot of people have been struggling with stopping shield operators on attack recently, because they have kind of been the meta, and I don't think people realize how good of a counter Clash is to these new shield operators. As we can see, as they get stunned by a Clash shield, this doesn't have to be planted, by the way. You can also do this while you have it picked up. So again, I'm just going to demonstrate. While you're shocking a shield operator, it will stagger them to the point as you punching them, for example. So this is really staggering the hell out of Montaigne. And even though I'm not able to shoot him and deal with him myself, while you're stunning them as a Clash, this leaves them extremely vulnerable to other people's attacks. So if you're playing in like a duo stack, or you're just playing with and around your teammates, while stunning and attacking a shield operator like this, it will leave them very vulnerable to people just getting an easy headshot on that operator, just like that. The next thing that I wanted to show you guys is actually something you can do as Amaru. Now, I know a lot of people in lower ranks and stuff like that, they always use Amaru to rush up through a window and get a quick entry into the objective. Now, this is all fine, but did you guys know that you can also use an Amaru to get up through a completely walled off hatch? You can go up and catch people off guard this way as well. It's definitely a little bit less expected. Even if the hatch is actually open as well, you can also use it to get up. So say they open this hatch and no one's playing in the master bedroom, you can just come up here quickly and then you can just catch people off guard by getting onto site really quickly. Now, yes, it still makes a lot of noise, but even then, because it's not as much of a distance to go, you're already up this hatch pretty quickly with your gun up. And if you run the shotgun like me on Amaru, you can really walk around site and quickly get some free kills. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is the underrated ways you can destroy mirror windows. Now, the most common way I see people destroy mirror windows is by walking up and punching it. It will break the glass. It's the quickest way to break it, and sometimes it is the easiest way. But say it's in a pretty unsafe spot like right here, you can't actually come across it without fully exposing your body to the entire side of the bomb site. Now, I'm sure there'll be some people watching this that don't actually know you can use an Ash charge to break this. You can also use a Kali charge to break this as well. And one operator that I think's gone a little bit underrated in recent years is Hibana, because I believe Hibana can also just shoot two pellets onto the mirror window directly, just like this, and as you guys can see, it will destroy the mirror completely. It won't even break it. It will destroy it, exposing everyone on the other side. Now, the other way you can break it is a little bit more common. That is just by throwing an ace charge on it. Obviously, it is a little bit more vulnerable, but this one, again, will also completely destroy the mirror, exposing who's on the other side. And with that being said, I do think that is all of the uncommon hidden interactions in Rainbow Six Siege. Let me know if there's any more that I missed. I can always make a part 2. And without further ado, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.